And so there's a flood coming, and this man is very religious. People are saying, we have to leave. The flood is coming. It's going to destroy this area. And the guy says, no, I trust in God. God's going to save me. I know God's going to save me. I don't need you to save me. And so he dies, and he goes to heaven, and he says, God, what happened? And God said, what do you mean? I had your neighbors tell you to get out.
This duality with that you're explaining with this analogy of Noah's Ark is what we need, and is what oftentimes is the solution to this debate of, oh, it's just about faith, or it's just about not faith, and just it's all about you.
Exactly. There's this story. There's a flood coming, but it's like modern age, not Noah's Ark. And so there's a flood coming, and this man is very religious. People are saying, we have to leave. The flood is coming. It's going to destroy this area. And the guy says, no, I trust in God. There's nothing bad's going to happen to me. And so people start packing their stuff. People start leaving their houses. And then the water starts going up because it's flooding. And people on a boat come by, like a raft. And they say, come on, jump in the raft. We'll take you. It's dry over there. We're going there. No, God's going to save me. I know God's going to save me. I don't need you to save me. The water goes higher and higher and higher. He's on the top of his roof. The helicopter comes and says, come into the helicopter. This is it. This is your last chance. Like, the flood is coming. And the guy's like, no, God's going to save me. I don't need the helicopter. Don't worry about it. And so he dies. And he goes to heaven, and he says, God, what happened? And God said, what do you mean? I had your neighbors tell you to get out. Then I had the guy in the raft come and tell you to get out. Then I even sent a helicopter for you. What else do you want me to do? And that's really what I think the preparation versus faith is. That kind of story.
That's very nice. That's very nice. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Brian, in the Inner Wonder podcast, what we like to do is, for every episode, we have what we call a muse. Muses, according to ancient Greek mythology, they used to be sources of inspiration. And for this episode that we're doing, you and your life and other experiences are the muses for us to dive into more interesting topics like we have. What would be your own muse? What has been really there for you to, inspire you and keep making you move on?
I would definitely say my son. I think that having a child is a very crazy, fascinating thing. And I think that that's probably the best answer I can give you, just watching him grow. And one of the things that I do is that I do affirmations with him all the time. I'm trying to always program his brain and his subconscious. And I feel like it's inspiring me because it allows me to parent myself too. So that whole timeline that I spoke about, or hypnotic thing, where you can go back in your brain and your visualization and go back and hug your childhood self and tell your childhood self that you love them. What's better than having a real child that you could really hug and really tell how much you love them?
Yeah, that's great. That's great, because it feels like you're taking the past, you're connecting it to the present, but you're also engaging what inspires you, right? You're engaging your son in how you feel and how you are. I think that's great, because potentially all of the times the best way is to engage the people that inspires us.
Yeah. So yeah. And when it comes to confidence, when it comes to doubt, I like to instill a lot of confidence in him, right? I like to explain things to him. I like to tell him all the time, hey, you know what? If someone bothers him at school, that's okay. We don't need everyone to like us. That's all right. As long as we're doing the right thing, we don't care.
No, that's a good advice, because not everyone is gonna like or approve, and we're not gonna like and approve everyone. And
no one does.
That's okay.
Look, I think that if more people accepted and liked to be hated, they would live much happier lives.
Brian, what we like to do at the end of an episode is we do a small visualization with the guest and all the thinkers that are here. So if that's okay with you, I'd like ask you just to maybe close your eyes and then just let's all of us with the thinkers do this very small visualization. So take a deep breath in through your nose and let it out slowly through your mouth. Feel yourself grounded in the present moment. Now imagine you're standing at the edge of a vast and beautiful forest. The sunlight filters through the trees and you can hear the gentle rustle of leaves and birds singing in the distance. This forest represents your past, the joys, the struggles, and everything in between that has shaped into who you are today. Take a moment to honor it all. Feel gratitude from the lessons learned and the love experienced. As you stand there, you notice a path ahead, leading towards an open meadow, bathed in warm golden light. This meadow represents your future, a place of endless possibilities, growth, and joy. Now imagine yourself walking down this path, step by step, feeling lighter with each step you take. With every breath you release any fear or doubt that may be holding you back. As you reach the meadow, pause for a moment. In this space, visualize yourself surrounded by the people, experiences, and feelings that bring you peace and fulfillment. This is your future, a place where you've moved forward with courage, clarity, and love. Take a deep breath to feel the warmth of this moment. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Brian, I would like to ask you, how does that meadow and that future look, let's say, for you, but also for all the thinkers that are listening to us today? How could this clarity of the future come?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was a great one. I thought that for me, I imagined I was there with some old friends of mine that I've stay in touch with very often, and I was there with my son, and it was more of a feeling of a very positive feeling, you know. And I think that the last question you asked was like something about how. I think sometimes it's more important of the feeling than the how. Sometimes you don't really need to know how it's going to happen or when it's going to happen or why it's going to happen, but just that feeling. And I like manifesting feelings. I like manifesting states of mind. And I think that that's, you know, too many times you want to manifest a car, right? But it's like, okay, that's cool, but why do you want the car? Oh, I want the car because I want the speed. Okay, well, why do you want the speed? Because I want the power. Why do you want the power? Because I want... Keep going down that path. And it's like, okay, well, let's get to the end of what you really want, and then let's manifest that feeling.
Because it's usually a feeling at the end, right?
Yeah. So I like that.
Brian, thank you so much. Thank you for being here today and for sharing all your experiences. It seems that, like, you know, everything has like shaped into who you are, and it's so great to hear from all that you have in your mind. And I think it's great for the thinkers to understand how much the duality between faith and ownership, making your life as a mirror, and then bringing all that clarity as you do with your playings. And I think it's great. So thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.